What's poppin', man? It's your boy Bemo. I'm here again, chilling. Nice, good, rainy day. Sitting here reaching out to the peoples. Always want to start off talking about how God is good, so good. Woke up today. Always be grateful for what you have. Don't never complain about what you don't have. Take time to thank Him for what you got. You know what I'm saying? Also, shout out Toka, TOCA, Turning Our Circumstances Around. That's the nonprofit. That's the movement. You will be seeing a lot of that. Shout out to WeTheMovement.co, the clothing line. Got to keep that going. We're going to have that new summer wear coming for you. Shout out to KB Production. Shout out to Ward Films. You got a lot of things. I told you I got some juicy stuff going. Kind of waiting for some nice weather to go show. I'm going to be looking for talent to come act. You know, see who we going to do. We just going to do a lot of little bit of stuff on our own. Never sit back and wait for somebody that's trying to hold you back, or the middleman that's trying to deteriorate you or slow you down from doing what you're doing. Always overcome the obstacle. You know, that's the goal. Plan something, stick to the plan. Don't change the plan. It's always a plan A. When plan A fail, it ain't no plan B. It's plan A. You stick to plan A. You know, I just want to shout out everybody else that's independent, doing their thing. Shout out to the bros behind the G-Wall, always. Another big shout out to Dominican Republic, to that tragedy that happened over there at the club, collapsing, all them people passing away. Famous singer died, baseball players died, and people that were just regular people. So we want to send a salute and our prayers out to them. Never forget them, you know what I'm saying? The DR people, the DR movement, because I got a lot of brothers that's DRs, that's Dominican, and I got a lot of sisters that's Dominican, a lot of homeboys and homegirls, you know. So shout out to them all, man. Today, episode, I always been asked this question: how did you do it? You know, during the time, the 25 years in jail. Before it got to that, it was just a life sentence. Then it went to 50 years, which still is a life sentence, a number, because a lot of people cannot do a life sentence 50 years, you know what I'm saying? By the time you do 50 years, you know, your whole family gone. You know what I'm saying? You probably come home to the grandkids, if they had them, and they won't be older. They be old enough and still don't know you. How you gonna come home and meet the grandkids and doing 50 years, that's just hard, you know what I'm saying? So the question always was asked, yo, how did you do it? You know, how did I do it? God was in my life, put God first. And I always want to speak about that and show y'all. In order to beat the feds, a lot of people think that you need the top lawyers, you need this, you need luck. Nah, you got to be spiritually inclined. You have to have faith in whatever you believe in. You could believe in Allah, God, Buddha, Jew. You just must be a very spiritual person. You know, I come from a spiritual family that stays in prayer and lifting up. So when the question get asked how I did it, you know, it wasn't easy. It was hard. So my message to the young bros today is just thinking that when you be coming to this life, gang banging life, gangsterism life, behind the shadows life, putting in work, doing whatever you have to do, or what you thought was right at the time to do, you know, it's another part of the game that you do. It's 100% chance you will do jail time. You know, the numbers and the ratio is very slim that the people that make it out this, that do it without doing time. And that's always sticking to the rules of the game. The rules was made for a reason. You must stick to the rules. And a lot of us break the rules. Maybe another time on another topic, I should go over all the rules. But you know, I'm not here to make you a better criminal. I'm here to make you think, to show you a different way of how to be successful, and showing you that you can still do it and be real. Like, look at me, for example, getting on YouTube, speaking. I'm never going to change. You can't change the stripe of a tiger. I'm never going to be on here looking like a fool. I'm never going to be on here badgering the black man, Spanish man, any man. You know, you got other situations that people that entertain that folly and that bullshit. But when you come here to me, you will be getting the real deal. You will be getting the truth. And you know, a lot of us can't handle the truth. So that's what I'm here to do. Give y'all the truth and show you. Like I told you, baby bro, don't ever think I'm preaching to y'all. I just wanted to give you a time to think so I can make you better to do whatever you want to do. Just hope you do the right thing. You won't have to experience what I went through in life. Going through 15 homies testifying on you. Paying attention to a lot of the folly that's going on. You just brush that shit off when you've been through a real war, going through the death penalty, going to trial, losing, everybody turning their back on you, and only the few people that be there with you. That falls back on this topic. How did I do it? It was God and my family, my mother, my sister, and my daughters. They did the whole bid with me. Then I grew into a new generation because I missed my daughter's whole life. And it hurted me because at one time in my life, I was so happy to be their father, I was willing to give up the game. And at the time when I was giving the game up, but don't forget, I was young. My baby mother wasn't ready at that time. So when the move was supposed to be made, like, yo, fuck it. My daughter's is here. I'm gonna retire. I'm like, yo, leave out of town. I'm gonna go smack all the out of town spots. I ain't gonna gamble no more. I ain't running around partying, and I'm gonna stop. I'm like, yo, let's move out of town. Fuck New York. We can't raise the daughters in New York. She was like, fuck I look like. I'm one of your doges you sent out of town. I'm like, yo, what made you think that? So at the time, we both was young. And when we was young, this would happen. She was like, it gave me the time to rip and run the street. So I'm like, okay, fine. But not knowing what's set up for the life ahead of us. But it all happened for a reason. So, you know, I don't regret her. She was a wonderful woman. She held it down, raised my daughters to become very strong black women. And they doing good on their own, you know what I'm saying? And at the time, you know, you be mad at everybody when you get life and do it. But she was definitely a strong black woman because we was very young and doing it. So when she gave the excuse, I didn't never leave. Because if she would have left, no telling what would have happened. By the time I would have came home, I would have had every bit of about $5 million, more, whatever, from hustling. Because I was a block hugger. I used to hug them blocks hard, you know what I'm saying? But that chapter in my life didn't happen. Another chapter happened. She wasn't ready to go. She didn't leave. So she was like, all right. And it gave me time to run the street. So when I was running the street, this is what happens when you run the street. You either bound to go to jail, you either bound to get killed, or you either bound to get high on your own supply. And this is a known fact of what goes on. I know a lot of many soldiers, a lot of gangsters that fell victim to the streets. So when you go to jail, you ask yourself, how you gonna do it? And I want my young bros to take time because, yo, you need family support, man, to get through this. You need pictures, you need letters. So you're looking at a time where some girls don't even do 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So imagine if you do 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, a life sentence to fight. They not made like my mother's and my grandmother's was back in the days, where you notice your grandfather had 30 kids, but she stuck by him and never left him. That's gonna be another topic too. Choosing the right man, choosing the right woman. Can you love another woman? So be prepared for that. That's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, we got different ways we're gonna go with this. But how did you do it? So when you're doing the bid, Everybody's looking for letters. Everybody looking for mail. Everybody looking for somebody to send them magazines, money to go to the store. Because you got to make these commissaries. You got to go to the store to eat and survive. Back then, it was definitely harder. Now, it's definitely harder because you got this new drug, K2, that a lot of good men and a lot of good soldiers is on. So, you know, they all on this K2 shit. Some on Suboxone, some on every drug in the mother, making it. Crying, begging their grandmothers for money to send them money, owing money, getting the car in situations because they want to chase this drug high. I never believed that a piece of paper with some type of chemical on it would get you high, and these motherfuckers is bugging out. I might as well give S1 these stories of how these niggas got high with this deuce and bugging out, butt naked, acting like they swimming on the floor, jumping off the tier. You know, I might have been a foul at the time that I was doing that. I remember we used to set the shit up. We used to put deuce in that shit to get dudes super high, to get the homies to stop. We DP'd them a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? But we used to force them. They'd jump off the top tier, run out the room like, yo, they gonna kill me. Bugging off this motherfucking K2 shit, man. I'm sitting here, this shit is like the new crack. I couldn't believe it. And I'm watching brothers force their grandmothers, great-grandmothers and all of them, sending them money because they owing, spending all this money on the drugs, smoking up, and don't got no money to eat, and then come back and be like, yo, homie, do you got something for me to do it? So I tell y'all this to tell y'all, how did I do it? I did it by staying in the law library. Fortunately, I was enough to meet good men in jail. I have an older man that's an old head that's like a father to me that taught me how to bid. This is how I learned how to bid. Khan, OG Khan, he's a G27. Shout out to Khan, man, soldier. That's Boy George uncle. You know what I'm saying? They 27s. They was all rat hunters in the state. They came, but they held it down in the system for New York, period. They is New York, real men. When I speak about these real men, any man in the system gonna know him. And he embraced me like a son and taught me how to bid and separated me. Even though he was a part of an entity of G27s, he still was New York from the heart. So even though I was always labeled as blood, like now, labeled as blood, don't matter how much I could denounce it, no matter how much I beat the charges, nothing was charged with it. On my file, I am sex, money, murder. And there's no denouncing this because this is where I came from. This is who I am. So when you have that, you'll be able to do it. Don't let them tell you, yo, you can't be a Muslim, you can't be a Christian, and be a gangbanger. How? You could be a God lover. So the famous question they're going to ask you, when a war happens, what side would you choose? Because if the Bloods go to war with Muslims, go to war with Christians, go to war with everybody, who would you choose if you was the entity? That's the main thing. You know, we'll say like, yo, we wouldn't let it get to that. But you can never disown who you are. So, you know, Khan taught me how to bid. And I remember used to be a lot of situations where we all had life sentences, where we all went to yards, don't matter if it was 10 of us, 7 of us, to 100, gripped up with knives, where any given time we knew a body could drop. And a lot of the little blood homies used to be like, yo, we coming, and they ain't have no time. They was ready to go. And I used to be like, yo, nah, y'all can't go. Because, you know, it's not like how the old days system was, is whoever got the most time, if a body dropped, they take the time to let the younger brother go home. Because, you know, when that happens, the younger brother now, it started changing during the times. When the younger brother go home, he never did right for the person that took the time. Even though he might have had life, he might have did it, he never did right what he was supposed to do. You had so many bad situations where they go home and they was even fucking the person, baby mother, wife, messing with the kids, daughters, a lot of foul shit where dudes were like, yo, we waiting for him to come back through the system to kill him. You know, so I was fortunate to fall in the hands of real men. Blue from Brooklyn, the Twins, Big Shasha from Brooklyn, Knowledge, caught his case out of Virginia, from the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? There was so many. G from the Bronx. They got locked up for killing the cops. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of just real good men that embraced me. And as I'm growing in the system, I noticed that I had a lot of power. And you had those that always wondered, like, yo, if I had this power, what, I'll do this, I'll do that. But the power never meant nothing to me, because I'ma do me at all costs. Because my motto was, I'm not gonna let nobody hurt me, and I'm going home in a body bag where my mother could cry. So I stood on point. So how did I do it? I was around these dudes because don't matter what, that these dudes was known murderers in the street, they was murderers in the jail system, because they stood on morals and principles. They stood on watch what you say out your mouth. They stood on for real that you're not walking around them and you're not right. There's no way in America that you would walk around in the system around these men, cuffed. So many. Apologize if I forget all y'all names. My DC homies, Poo Poo, Lil Buck, Kevin Gray, Tone, even some of my GD homies, even good Crip homies. You know what I'm saying? There's so many that I'm like, I could just go on forever and name drop. Boo G, Fool, Crusher, Shorts, Yellow Man, my Detroit mob. Like, I mean, I could go on forever naming all these strong men and these strong individuals that's known nationwide. You know what I'm saying? And everybody had their own entity that they had to be a part of. I don't got to tell you who they are. The world know who they are. The government know who they are. This shit is on facts that who we are, we is. Don't matter how much you say we not, are we not. Once you get labeled, you labeled. And that's what happens with me. So these brothers taught me how to bid. And we always stood in our law library trying to find a way to get around the RICO, trying to find a way to beat the system to get back home. Because don't matter what, people wanted to get home. So the message to the young brothers, how that I did it, I stayed prayed up. I knew Jesus Christ, God, my Lord and Savior, was going to find me. I still fast and attended Juma on Fridays. I never get into comparing them because I'm a Christian. I know God is good all the time. I never prayed and never got my prayers not answered. It always got answered. So when I used to pray that my baby mother will find a way so she wouldn't be ripping and running the street, fucking and sucking somebody that's getting money, that's a myth, and she had to raise daughters, and she wasn't bringing all type of different men around her. And my prayers was answered. The woman was a strong black woman, young. She held it down. She raised my daughters to be strong women. And I just got to salute the women. Salute strong women like my mother, like my grandmother. So, you know, and we will get on to the topic of that, saluting the strong black woman. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what it's about. So the message to the young bros is this. How did I do it? I occupy myself. Yes, I gambled and all that. Some of y'all can't handle gambling because I can't pay nothing and start a lot of bullshit with that. I just wasn't really ripping and running into politics. I was one that when I go shopping and feed the homies every day, as I should, as being a big homie. I was the one that always helped brothers get in the law library to try to fight the case, reading paperwork, making sure that we was all good. You know, this is things that I did. I believed in God. I wrote 4 books, Locked Up, Mad Movies. Fortunate to meet Guy Fisher. He taught me how to write screenplays. I wrote screenplays. And I just kept positive to go do it. Always kept my head up high, shoulders straight, and I made it. So how did I do it? I did it by believing in God and showing y'all, if y'all gonna make it, y'all might have to, y'all will have to turn everything over to God, to Jesus, to Allah, to Buddhas, to Jews, to whatever your religion may be, and be spiritual, because only spiritual people get in and out of this jail system, because this is a wicked system, because it takes a higher power to beat people that make the law, change the law, break the law, and would tell you to make your decision if you're not going to get it and go and make it. So that's how I did it. When y'all want to ask, how did I did it? I just want y'all to know. I want y'all to stay tuned, because on the next topics that I will do, like I said, we will get into the strong sisters that did bids, that when a man came home, they crossed them. We will get into topics like, do you believe? When a lot of people didn't believe, the women didn't believe, the men didn't believe, even family members didn't believe. We will share all these things with y'all on this channel. I still want y'all to tune in. I'm here, baby bro. I want y'all to share, subscribe, post, spread the word. Let's get in on this thing and just chop it up on just real life shit. You know what I'm saying? Without entertaining a lot of bogus shit. You know what I'm saying? Because there's still a lot of real shit to go. So stay tuned to the next topics and let's get to it, man. You know, shout out to Toka, turning our circumstances around. Shout out to WeTheMovement.co. Get ready for the summer, to the Watson League. Shout out to Gilly. Shout out to Guns Down, Life Up, my job that I work at. We're doing a hell of a job, amazing. Shout out to everybody that's working hard, that got a lot of independent stuff going on. Shout out to the homies behind the G-War. Shout out to the kids. Super big shout out to DR for this tragedy that happened. You know, y'all in my prayers. To the family members that lost. Shout out to the people that just crashed on that air helicopter. Shout out to people that's sick. Shout out to the single mothers. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, man, my name is Bemo. I'm here. I'm here to show y'all that it's okay to change, man. It's okay to move forward. It's okay to be positive, man. You know what I'm saying? That old chapter's gone. Stay tuned. I'm going to have a lot of juicy stuff coming. Be prepared. Bear with me. I'm going to do it. While all of them think they're going to hold me back, always remember, they can't stop what God got planned and destined for me, man. It's irrelevant. I'm here. Another bite at the apple. I'm here. Grow with me as you see me. I'm here growing with y'all together. Tell me what y'all like about this, what y'all don't like. I'm here, man. God bless. Stay tuned to the next joint.